Coming up on Cedar Valley Today, we take a look at how the Meistersinger Honor Choir performance went over the weekend.
We observe how much of an impact a role player can make on the Wartburg women's basketball team.
And we take a look at the government shutdown situation. This is Cedar Valley Today.
Good morning and welcome to Cedar Valley Today. I'm Sam Sides.
And I'm Tyler French. The Meistersinger Honor Choir started this past weekend and ended Monday night. Students all worked hard to make Monday's concert a success. Cedar Valley Today's Sylvia Oakland has more.
January 21st and 22nd marked another Meistersinger Honor Choir Festival. This year's festival featured students from different parts of Iowa and included Cedar Falls native Sean Kirchner as a guest composer.
Meistersinger Honor Choir was a lot of fun. Had a lot of kids coming from all over the state and some from as far as 3 hours away. So it was a lot of fun to just have all parts of the state here and get to work together to make music.
Their first night at Wartburg, students had time to relax and bond with their new friends at the W. On Monday, the hard work began for everyone, and students worked closely with Kirchner for their concert later that night.
Anytime really getting a first-hand experience with the composer of a song is great because you really know how they feel about the song and how they want you to portray that in how you sing and everything, and it was really cool.
While Kirchner has his own definition of success, he encourages everyone, no matter what their major is, to follow their passions in whatever they do.
I think for every student, I would just want to encourage them to, it needs to suit you. When I was in college, I wrote a poem one afternoon, and the final line of it was, "I will not be led where I do not foresee joy." And maybe that works just for me personally, but maybe it applies to other people too. It's like, if you don't see it's going to be, if there's not that little shine of promise on that leading edge of that direction you're going, why are you going that direction?
Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Sylvia Oakland.
Kirchner spent his last day at Wartburg meeting with students and other professors in the music department.
The Wartburg women's basketball team is undefeated right now and is ranked in the top 2 in the nation for the first time in program history. The starting five, of course, deserves a lot of credit for that, but there's one bench player that they couldn't have done it without.
This 5-out lineup has worked out really well for the Knights. Gertis somehow gets that one to go.
Oh my God.
Put that one on the highlight reel. Emma Gertis.
Every so often, in any sport, a special player emerges to play a pivotal role, and the Wartburg women's basketball team has found their spark off the bench in sophomore sensation Emma Gertis. From just down the pike in Cedar Falls, Gertis was a hot prospect coming in. Head coach Bob Amsbury says he was surprised when she committed to Wartburg, but very pleasantly so.
Emma was a great high school player, and I thought when we recruited her, it was going to be a stretch to be able to get her because I think that she's a potential higher level player, and I'll never forget when she called me to tell me that she was coming. It was a pretty happy day.
In her season and a half at Wartburg, Gertis has been presented with many new opportunities. She was a starter on the team for a few games this year, and she's gotten to travel to both major coasts of the United States. Above all that, though, she says the best part of it all is the friendships she's created.
It's super fun. Getting to go somewhere with your team, I think, is pretty special. Not everyone gets to do that, so getting to go to California with your best friends, pretty much, it was awesome.
As for the season moving forward, Gertis takes it one game at a time. That said, though, she does keep a potential deep tournament run in the back of her head.
They always talk about Final Four and how much fun it was, and so last year when we got knocked out early, I don't know, I felt like kind of missed out on that. So I think I don't know, we definitely have the chance to go far again this year. So I don't know, I just want to experience what they experienced. So, and I think they want to experience that again too. So it kind of motivates us in practice every day.
For Cedar Valley Today, I'm Sam Sides.
Curtis and the Knights are going to look to stay perfect tonight when they travel to Loras to take on the Dewhawks. You can catch coverage for that one on KWAR 89.9 FM. Tip-off is set for 6 o'clock. Now we'll go over to Tyler with a look at the weather. How's it looking?
Well, Sam, we're going to see some varying weather over the next 4 days looking at this forecast. Today, it's going to be the coldest day in those next couple of days. A high of 35 with a low of 23, mostly sunny with a little bit of cloud coverage. Tomorrow, that sun is going to be bright and beautiful. 44 degrees is the high with a low of 34. And then Friday, we're actually going to see it get back into the 50s, a rare thing to see this time of year, the middle of January. High of 50, low of 26. And then Saturday, some very hot and cold temperatures, 45 degrees as the high, a low of 18. So we're going to see some great weather this weekend. Back to you, Sam.
Thank you, Tyler. Going on to the national scope of things now, President Trump signed a spending bill on Monday night that temporarily funds the federal government. But lawmakers only have 3 weeks to hash out a new deal before a shutdown becomes a possibility again. CNN's Caitlin Collins reports on the president's plan to try to keep that from happening.
President Trump touting the end of the government shutdown as a big win for Republicans and signaling a willingness to broker a deal on Dreamers and border security, tweeting, "See you at the negotiating table." Sources tell CNN that Mr. Trump is eager to rebut criticism that he did little to help end the shutdown. The chairman of the Republican conference telling CNN that Mr. Trump is key to any immigration solution succeeding in the House.
His role will be an important one, and I expect that we will be hearing from him early and often now once these discussions get underway.
Sources tell CNN that the deal to reopen the government was due in part to promises from Senate Majority Leader McConnell to hold a vote on immigration in the coming weeks.
It was a much more explicit commitment, and that's what I think made the difference.
But Minority Leader Schumer's decision to concede and accept McConnell's commitment prompting backlash from progressives, including the 16 Democrats that voted against the short-term resolution.
I do not trust him at all. He has promised Lindsey Graham and Susan Collins, Jeff Flake, made promises, commitments that he has not honored.
Distrust in Washington is nothing new. It now extends to the FBI, given President Trump's very public war with the nation's top law enforcement agency. A new report from Axios claims that the FBI Director Christopher Wray threatened to resign amid pressure from Attorney General Jeff Sessions to fire the FBI's outgoing Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. President Trump has repeatedly targeted McCabe over his handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation and his loyalty to fired FBI Director James Comey, suggesting McCabe is biased and questioning why Sessions has not replaced him. The White House insisting in a statement that the president supports Director Wray, but asserting that politically motivated senior leaders have tainted the FBI's reputation.
McCabe has reportedly told other senior FBI officials that he plans to retire soon. He becomes eligible to do so in March.
Coming up in a little bit after the break, we'll be taking a look at what's been going on in Hollywood. Make sure to stick around.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks. the alarm bell go off in school. I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
Well, after 90 years, you might think that very few firsts could happen at the Oscars, but you'd be wrong. The nominations for the 90th Academy Awards have been announced, and Rick Damigella has a look at some of the Oscar nominees making Oscar history.
J'avoue, je n'ai bavé pas vous, mon amour.
An unconventional love story leads the 90th Academy Awards nominations. Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water garnered 13, including Best Picture, Best Director for Del Toro, and Best Actress in a Leading Role for Sally Hawkins as a mute woman who falls in love with a mysterious aquatic creature. While 13 nominations isn't a record, 2 actors had nominations for the ages.
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river.
At 22 years of age, Call Me By Your Name star Timothée Chalamet is the youngest Best Actor nominee since Mickey Rooney back in 1944.
I have never been more vulnerable financially than I am right now.
On the opposite end of the age spectrum, 88-year-old Christopher Plummer is now the oldest acting nominee in Oscar history. He's up for Best Supporting Actor for his performance as J. Paul Getty in All the Money in the World.
Do they know I'm black?
Should they?
Jordan Peele becomes the first black director to receive 3 nominations for a feature, picture, director, and original screenplay for Get Out. Peele is just the 5th person of color to be nominated in the director category.
Lady Bird, is that your given name?
Yeah.
A trio of women achieved Oscar nod firsts. Greta Gerwig's Best Director nomination for Lady Bird made her the first female director nominated for her feature debut.
Action.
And 2 milestones for Mudbound. Rachel Morrison becomes the first woman in the Academy's history to be nominated in the cinematography category, and Mary J. Blige is the first person nominated for an acting performance and original song in the same year.
Time tells no lies.
Any more Oscar firsts in store? We'll find out when the 90th Academy Awards are handed out March 4th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Netflix a whopping $39 million. Netflix said Monday it took an unexpected $39 million charge for content that it's, quote, decided not to move forward with. The company did not specify which content in its letter to investors, but a source tells CNN that the charge is entirely from costs associated with ending House of Cards and opting not to proceed with the release of Gore. Both these projects starred Spacey. The actor was recently accused of sexual misconduct by several people late last year. With the news, Spacey isn't the only Netflix star to be accused of sexual harassment misconduct, however. Netflix has also canceled plans for another stand-up special from comedian Louis C.K. in the wake of sexual misconduct allegations.
Well, despite Spacey costing Netflix a significant amount of money, the online streaming company reported it is still doing just fine. Netflix said Monday it added more than 8 million net subscribers in the 4th quarter of 2017. It marks the strongest quarterly subscription gain in the company's history. Netflix credited its stronger than expected gains in new customers in part to its original content slate. That likely includes Stranger Things, Netflix breakout show, which returned for a second season during that quarter. The vast majority of new subscribers continue to come from overseas, as Netflix has expanded into new international markets. Netflix added 2 million users in the US and nearly 6.4 million users abroad. Company stock climbed more than 8% in the after hours, trading Monday following the earnings report. If those gains hold, Netflix will open Tuesday with a new all-time high and top a $100 billion market cap for the first time. Well, in a couple of minutes, we're going to take a look at our local weather and see what's trending in the Cedar Valley area, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Now let's take a look at what's trending in the Cedar Valley. On Saturday, the Waverly Shellrock Gohawk wrestling team will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Dream Team. The 2008 Gohawk team is considered to be one of the best in state history and was ranked as high as number 4 in the entire country. The event is being held at the Waverly Area Veterans Post from 5:30 to 12 p.m. All friends and fans of Gohawk wrestling are invited to attend. The Center in Waverly will be hosting a vintage flea market this coming Friday and Saturday. The event will go from 12 to 6 on January 26th and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the 27th. Over 50 vendors will be selling items such as antiques, collectibles, and repurposed items. Admissions for the flea market is free on both of those days. For more information, including a list of vendors, can be found on their website, www.waverlyfleamarket.weebly.com. Cedar Falls Public Library is holding a community blood drive tomorrow afternoon. The drive is held in partnership with the American Red Cross. Blood donations go to area hospital patients, including accident victims and patients of heart surgery. Eligible donors can make an appointment to donate by either visiting redcrossblood.org or just calling them at their number 1-800-RED-CROSS. Well, if you or your dog are into competing, this is your weekend. This Saturday, the Waterloo Blackhawks are hosting a variety of events, including their 7th annual Dainty Doggy Dash. Bring your family dog out for a race on the ice. Dogs must be 25 pounds or lighter to participate, however, but to register, just head on over to www.waterlooblackhawks.com/dainty-dash. Registration goes up through Friday. Well, the weather's been looking a little warmer recently, if that's what you want to call it. Tyler's over at the weather wall, and he's going to look at that a little more in depth.
As you said, Sam, it's going to be a little bit of an interesting week. It's going to be a cold day today, though, starting out at 9 a.m. It's going to be 22. It feels like 15, so make sure to stay warm if you're going to be out in the early morning hours. At 12 p.m., we're going to see it start to get a little bit warmer throughout the day. 29, feel like 23. 33 is going to be the temperature at 3 p.m., feel like 26. 28 at 6 p.m. as it starts to cool down a little bit into the evening. And it's going to be 27, feeling like 20 at 9 p.m. Moving on to the 7-day forecast, like we saw earlier, Wednesday today, going to be a high of 35, low of 23, cloudy and windy all day long. Thursday, we're going to see it start to climb up into the 40s and then reach a possible 50 degrees on Friday. That's the high for Friday, with a lot of sun coming out later in the week. On to Saturday, it's a high of 45, low of 18, so we could either be a hot day or a cold day, but plenty of sun set to be in the forecast. And then on Sunday, it's going to drop down into the cold temperatures again, a high of 25 with a low of 11. So if you're going to be having any Pro Bowl parties, it's going to be a cold one. On Monday, it's going to be 28 degrees with a low of 15. And then Tuesday, it's back up into the high 30s, the high of 39 with a low of 35. But there are expected to be cloud coverage with some wind. Coming up after the break, we'll be talking with Nick Arp about Dance Marathon and what they're doing to raise money this year. So stay tuned.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
Winter is here, and that means we're getting right into the heart of Dance Marathon season. Joining me now is one of the co-directors for Wartburg College Dance Marathon this year, Nick Arp. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So first of all, Dance Marathon is a pretty big deal around here, but for those of us who may not know as much about it or newer to the school, what is Dance Marathon exactly, and how does one get involved with it?
Absolutely. So Dance Marathon is Wartburg College's largest philanthropic student organization in terms of amount of money that we donate to the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. So Dance Marathon is a year-long fundraising event that is geared towards supporting kids at our local Children's Miracle Network Hospital, which in this case is in Iowa City. And so as an organization, we facilitate and offer fundraising opportunities for dancers, but then in the spring and March, we celebrate our year-long fundraising efforts by having this 12-hour event on a Saturday from 9 to 9. And what we do is we dance, have games, we provide food and whatnot, and we celebrate our fundraising. And then at the end, we get to announce our total. Last year, we raised $81,000 for the kids, and so this year our goal is $1,000.
Sweet. So part of that is going to be happening this weekend, right? You got a fundraising event. It's a volleyball tournament. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So throughout the year, we provide fundraising opportunities for our organization, and sometimes we host events like the volleyball tournament. So on Saturday from 10 to 1, we have 6 teams right now currently signed up to participate in this tournament. If they win a gift card. There's a fee to sign up, but all those proceeds go directly to the hospital. And so it'll be just a fun event for the dancers or really any community member to get involved, play some volleyball, and know that their registration fee is going to a really good cause.
Awesome. So you don't have to be involved with Dance Marathon then to participate?
Absolutely not for the fundraising event. In order to attend the big event that I was talking about earlier, we recommend that there's a minimum fundraising amount of $125 to attend the big event. But as a dancer, you can register online at a link, and then you basically fundraise through social media and doing these events. And then if you raise that minimum, you can participate in the big event. But these fundraising opportunities, like the volleyball tournament, is for community members, Wartburg students, and especially.
Awesome. So with that happening this weekend, you've got some other events coming up. I know there's a 5K happening soon. What can you tell us about that as well, and just any other events that you have going on in the near future?
Absolutely. So throughout the year, we do have some fundraising events for our dancers, like Cans for a Cause, and other opportunities where dancers will work on campus. But the FT5K, that's what we're calling it, is another opportunity for community members, students, and dancers to be involved and run the 5K. That's the Saturday of St. Patrick's Day, and anyone can register, run the road race, and again, know that their proceeds are going to Dance Marathon, and that will contribute to our overall fundraising goal for this year. And then actually it's the Saturday before our big event, so it's going to be a nice event leading up to our big celebration.
That's awesome. You guys do such cool things with that. Thank you for coming in once again. Be sure to follow Wartburg College Dance Marathon on Facebook. That's a good way to keep up to date with all of that stuff. After the break, we'll come back for some final thoughts. Stay with us.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
Welcome back. Here's a quick recap of the top 3 stories from this morning. We took a look at how the Meistersinger Honor Choir concert went over this past weekend. I got a chance to sit down with Emma Gertis on the basketball team to see how she's doing and how the season is going for her. And we also took a look at the situation with the government shut down recently. Thank you so much, folks, for watching Cedar Valley Today.
Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to stay up to date with CVT. Have a great day, Cedar Valley.